Hello everybody, Striker here, and in today's video we are going to be starting a new series called Warframe Rebuilt. In this series, I'm going to be looking at Warframes in the game Warframe, taking apart every single one, looking at their abilities, their base stats, what you can make of their stats, and giving you my personal opinion on what they can do. More importantly, we're going to be focusing on different abilities. Today's episode is on Mag, my starter in Warframe, and I hope many of yours do. So without further ado, let's take a brief look at her abilities. Her abilities go as follows. There's Pull, Magnetize, Polarize, and the ult, Crush. Mag is a very interesting character for new players. While she's not Volt, who has fairly straightforward abilities, or Excalibur, who is basically considered the default character, Mag is definitely one of the better of the three. Mag has very specific abilities that suit a very specific playstyle, however I feel that she can be used in numerous situations. Mag's base stats go as follows. She has 100 health, 100 power, 65 armor, and I think that's it. I think 150 shield. Pretty straightforward. As you can see, that her shield does commonly outtake her health. She's more designed to be a character with a lot of shield and not a lot of health. She's not Excalibur or Nynx, who often come out with the same amount of health on how you build them. However, shield, unless you build her health to an insane amount, will always be larger than her health in terms of spectrum and just scaling. Now that we've talked a bit about Mag's base stats, we're going to get into her abilities. Pull is the first of Mag's abilities, and is probably the most straightforward. Pull doesn't have any special effects to it, or is very different from other abilities. It is straight up, it just pulls the enemies to you and deals a flat damage of 200, just basically based off level. Base, I think it's 100, with mods you can get up to 400 or so. Mag's next ability is my personal favorite, and her infinite damage scaling ability, Magnetize. Magnetize is a bit more numbers here, so I'm going to try and simplify it as much as possible. Magnetize basically takes 25% of enemy damage and converts it into a spear where it will be circulated. This can build up over time and can continuously be added on. Mag will also take damage from her fire and teammates' fire to increase the damage of the magnetized bubble. You cannot be hurt while inside of the magnetized bubble, or it's hard to. Now we look at Polarize, the bane of all Corpus. If you dislike Corpus, then you're definitely going to like Mag's Polarize ability. Polarize is a very straightforward, and again, similar to Pull, is a very simple ability. However, it does have a unique interaction with the Corpus due to the fact that they're mainly shield. Polarize deals a set percentage amount of damage against an enemy shield. However, it does not affect bosses like it used to, therefore it's not considered infinitely scaling, and it can only deal so much to certain people. As you see here though, it drops people. Now we go to Mag's final ability, Crush. Crush is Mag's ultimate ability and is almost undoubtedly the most effective at killing low-ranking enemies or just killing a lot of damaged enemies. Having the biggest area base of any of the abilities, Crush can deal massive amounts of damage in the shortest amount of time. Now that we talked about Mag's abilities in depth, and we talked about Mag's base stats, I'm going to tell you how I feel about Mag overall. Mag overall is a very crowd-control based starter character. I like this because she's a great introduction to people to characters, to abilities in Warframe and how they work, and how things like mana, or energy I should say, energy and abilities kind of work together. She only has one timed ability, which kind of doesn't give you an idea of how some abilities are timed and how to cancel abilities. However, it does give you an idea of how abilities can be used in Warframe. Mag is a very crowd-controlled character, however, and she can deal a lot of damage to huge amounts of enemies in a certain amount of time. However, I do feel that Mag has some flaws. One, Mag is relatively squishy. As stated previously, Mag has 65 armor, meaning that she can take a lot of damage from hits that normally Excalibur, Chroma, and other people wouldn't take that much from. However, this is not Mag's only downside. Her health is relatively low and scale is relatively low compared to other characters. As you can see in my video, my shield is nearly double my health, so therefore health is something that is, once your shield is basically down, it can get shredded relatively easily. Mag overall, however, I feel is a very great starter character. Comparative to Volt, she is almost 1,000 times better. However, compared to Excalibur, they are more closely in competition with each other. If you prefer characters with high crowd control and that can introduce you to how most of the abilities in Warframe work early on, you are going to like Mag. That is all for today's video. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe for more Warframe content. I plan to be doing one of these videos fairly frequently. I have Nate's done, and I plan to do her soon too. So expect more content like this. If you did enjoy this over my usual shouting out stats and statistics, then please let me know in the comments below. Without further ado, goodbye.